Hello guys, and how is it going? I hope that you can see and hear me. Let me use my... Okay. Well, please confirm if you can hear me at the moment. Okay, I can see myself. Hi, salam. I hope that you're doing well. Let me also mention in the Telegram channel that the stream is started. Stream is started. Okay, guys, how was the roadmap? First, let's talk about it. We will talk. We will talk about the next roadmap. We will put a vote for the next roadmap. So let's. How did you feel about this roadmap thing? Have you tested it? And guys, we are actively, as you can see, we are actively working on it. And we added this like button and we changed the design completely from yesterday. We added image support. We added the LaTeX too, but for now, for a second, we reverted it back to make some changes, but LaTeX will be back. So this will be turned into LaTeX again. So, I mean, it will be shown beautifully. But for now, we have reverted it for a small amount of time. But this will, the next thing will unlock after you do this thing. For example, when I do this second one, the third one will unlock. And then in the future, the next ones are gonna have more tasks, and based on that, you get the stars of that one. How does this roadmap look like to you? Is it because I sent the link as well? Because I saw that most of you we talked, and you guys said that the thing that helps you the most at the moment is roadmap. I want to see if this is one of the things that I mean, if this is working well or not for you guys. Also, let me bring the things that we're going to discuss today. The problems. Okay, I brought the problems as well. So, how you feel about it, guys, at the moment? I want to know, I mean, I really want to get your feedback and understand that's what you like and how we can actually make it better for you guys. I mean, how this roadmap thing can get even better and add more benefits to you and everyone else who are going to use it. I know that there are many gaps to fill, as we mentioned previously. And as we discussed together, we came up with the idea that maybe roadmap is the first thing that we really need to think about adding and working on it. So I really would love to learn your opinion about it and see that's how you think we can actually make it better. Any features that you think should be added. We are actively on it all day, and you can see the speed that it is growing. I mean, maybe like tomorrow it's gonna be almost perfect. I mean, this is the second day of it. So I hope that we will finish it very soon. So make sure to share your ideas if you had any ideas to improve it or make it better. My idea is start a roadmap as a stepwise. For example, first recursion, and only if you complete the recursion part, then the DP roadmap will unlock. Okay, so I mean that the roadmaps unlock after each other too. Separate level roadmaps for same topic could be better, means intro to DP, DP intermediate, advanced DP. So people of all level could get better, could learn it. Okay. And I guess that's by now the LaTeX should be back. Let me. Yeah, the LaTeX also is back. Yeah, as you can see, this LaTeX is also back. You see the speed. It got fixed, and we have this LaTeX stuff as well. And you can see that. I mean, uh, if anything, for example, if it is not readable or anything like that, if any issue exists, definitely let us know to make it better. So we are actively working on it. As I say, it's just the second day, and we want to make it the best possible. If you want to register in a roadmap, you can just come here and it shows you the roadmap. You see that some of the roadmaps are hidden because they are not finalized yet. We just started with dynamic programming. I mean, if you come, for you, it shows something like this. It's just dynamic programming, and then you can click on start roadmap. As you can see, we are at the same time working on many other roadmaps as well. Python, graph, C++, number theory, segment theory, many other things. Full stack dev, binary search, many things. And we hope to prepare it in a way that you guys can really use it in the best way possible. So if you want to use it, you can come to this page and go inside. I really, guys, I genuinely want to learn that how can we actually make something really amazing. As I said many times, that's the whole thing that we want. The whole thing that we want is to learn how to make something actually amazing. So you are the part of it. This is your community. This is all built for you. So you are a part of it to help us build it in a really amazing way. Because your life only matters when you really actually build something that is actually helpful and actually amazing. So I want you to help with that, to make it in a way that it helps you the best. Also, if you want to help with Repovive and be a part of Repovive, helping and build and learn with Repovive, you are excited about these things. As I said, we have a level 0 that everyone can start with. And if you guys, the ones who perform the best, can go to the next levels. And this way, you have the opportunity to join Repovive later on. You can start from level 0. Already 78 members are there, and I see that 7 other join requests are there too that I'm gonna approve. But anyway, why is this happening? If you want to join there, you can join there from here. And also take a look at these other uh, teams that exist as well. I mean, this team feature, I think, would be very, very helpful as well, other than. I should also talk to you about which feature so far has the most benefits, but I think that maybe uh, we we should first talk about about this session. I mean, start talking about this session without wasting more time, and then we will discuss that. How many hours do you work daily? Almost all day. Maybe right now, maybe it's like over 12 hours. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, if I sum up and I reduce the times that I'm not actually working, it would be like 12 hours or more. Yeah, if I reduce. But it's actually how it feels is like the whole day. Yeah. How much do you guys work daily, by the way? And also, till you answer, if you guys are ready, we can start talking about this session of bootcamp. And also we can talk about that what you guys want the next bootcamp to be about. 6 hours, great. We'll also talk about what you guys want the next boot camp to be about. We want to learn that, guys. Okay, I mean, you have a situation, you might need some things to exist that help you learn better, go in the best way. We need to talk about which one was the best. If you want to vote right now between these things, let me just quickly do this. Between all these things that we have bootcamp, which is these live streams that we have, our bootcamp. We have a problem section, where you can see the problems that are handpicked and you can start accepting problems from there. This problems section. Where is it? Problems. Or this contest section that we didn't have contest yet. The contest is being postponed currently, but we're gonna have it very soon, and hopefully we are gonna have the announcement on Codeforces today as well. It's probably the next Friday. I mean, we kept moving it back because of the new things that came to us to work on, or the weekly questions, or the roadmap. Or the roadmap. Which ones of these four things you had the best use? You liked that the best, so that we focus more on it and we make that better and we make it a priority. Which one of these four actually are most helpful for you? Problems, contests and problems, bootcamp and roadmap. So far we have all the problems, bootcamp and roadmap, bootcamps. So some of you prefer problems over roadmap, right? Roadmap and contest, bootcamp. Interesting, interesting. Your bootcamps are very effective. I'm really glad to hear that. DSA with problems, roadmap, bootcamps and roadmap and questions. Okay, so, and also guys, teams. I forgot teams as well. Teams are also very important, but I forgot to mention that. We have many, I mean, these are basically the five things that we are focused on right now. Bootcamp, problems, contest, roadmap, and teams. So based on what I understood is that bootcamp, many people like bootcamp a lot, many people like problems a lot, some contest, many a roadmap. If you are not really a beginner, we prefer problems are the only way to get better. But my opinion might differ from it. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Maybe. Maybe yes. A roadmap might be for when you want to learn something new. For example, you want to learn, I don't know, even many people, for example, even if you want to learn persistent segmentary, for example, maybe then roadmap would help you. But if it's something that you already have learned and you want to practice on it, maybe, yeah, problems. That's a very actually good point. I mean, thank you. Thank you for mentioning that. No, it's not good if you use ChatGPT. Try not to use ChatGPT because ChatGPT makes us lazy a bit. ChatGPT really makes you lazy. I mean, after a while, if you want to develop your problem solving skills, don't use it much. But if you want to get a project done and you only care about doing this project done, definitely use that. I mean, definitely we use AI a lot ourselves. I mean, in order to be able to commit to the speed that we are going with. So, oh my God, yes. I I I understand that. Oh my God. Yeah, we had a solution discussion for Codeforces contest as well. And guess what happens? Yeah, advice doing lead code. It depends on your goals. For many goals, yes, lead code is great. And if you have time, yes, do lead code. If you are looking for a job, definitely lead code is even more helpful. If you are looking to participate in Olympiads like IOI or you participate in ICPC, then Codeforces is better. But if both are interesting for you or if you have just started, then both are very useful. I am weak in DP. Definitely let us know then about your uh, ideas about our DP roadmap. You can start, I mean, you should come from here. Come here and start our DP roadmap and definitely let us know about how it was. What's the difference in both? Lead code is more job focused. Codeforces was about more about Olympiads. Bootcamp was useful in yesterday's contest. Great. how did your rating change? How many hours do you sleep? I do not sleep much. If you are on my Telegram channel, guys, let me share it with you, my Telegram channel as well. You can join our Telegram channel if you want to follow what is happening. I mean, you can see my picture there. That's, I think yesterday I worked all day. And what time do you think I slept? I slept at 7 a.m. And I had an alarm to wake up at 10:30. And I woke up, but I don't know why. I said like something like I was maybe thinking like I can have 10 more minutes or something like that, but then it was 12 something. So it was late. So actually it was mainly because of preparing the roadmap. I mean, it was very crazy. But I'm glad that at least roadmap is almost ready now. I didn't. It's better if I share Telegram link completely instead of uh yep, this work. I think we should change these algorithms with Cheyenne to Repovive as well because we complete Repovive. But definitely feel free to join our Telegram to stay updated about everything that is happening. Also, we have Discord and everywhere else as well. I assume that all of you guys are on Telegram and Discord, so that's why I don't mention it much. I did not participate in IOI, but we participated in ICPC as as the Maryland team, UMD team with Colin Gallen and Sam, but it didn't went up well, unfortunately. DP is just mathematical induction, do not complicate it. DP is the most important topic in competitive program and data structures. How can I improve my data structure? Definitely let us know your opinion about roadmap because that's exactly for this purpose. So if you want to improve, if the roadmap is not helping you the best, if it's not amazing in helping you, because our standards are high, our standards are really, really high. If it's not amazing in help you out, then just give us feedback because something is wrong. If it's not amazing, something is wrong. Can you fix the time? Yes. Next time, for the next roadmap, I will fix the time as well. I will fix the time so that, I will vote for time as well. Vote for both the topic and the time. How Colin is doing? Colin has done his bachelor and he's done with that. He's done with his bachelor's. But I don't know what he's doing afterwards. I talked to him once or twice after that. I'm not sure what he does. I we had some talks, but uh, I'm not sure. I mean, only on Discord we talked a few times. Yes, let's start today's bootcamp. I agree. Okay. Yes, the roadmap works, but it's being extended. We have roads until some points, but we are extending it. We are revising it from the beginning as well. And guys, again, if you want to contribute to Repovive, and this is something interested, and we every day are working, basically are working is mostly learning new things every day. And we do researching everything. If you are interested to contribute to Repovive and build and learn with it, we do all sorts of things. You can come to not bootcamps, you can come to teams and apply for build and learn with Repovive. Then you can join the level 0 team. Okay, let's start. Can we link a problem set with roadmap? That's an interesting idea. Let me take a screenshot from it. I liked your idea. Fish data is used for roadmap link. If you want, we will talk about it. It's not very good to talk about it very publicly, but if you want, we'll talk about it. From which platform should we train for IOI? Again, soon roadmap in Repovive. Guys, as you can see, we are working on many other things. For example, segment tree, graphs, many other things that I hid them for now because I want them to get in a better state before launching it to everyone. We are just first working on dynamic programming and sharing it. Hopefully, maybe by tomorrow or the day after, it can be ready. And when can we reach in a way that our roadmaps cover IUI level? Definitely, if you come back in 5 days, it will cover that. With the speed that we are going, if you come back in 5 days, we cover everything for IUI as well. So, from which platform should we train for IUI? In 5 days, I can say Repovive. But for now, I think Codeforces is the best thing. It just doesn't have learning materials, but it has the best problems. Really upside last div 2. I think it's late, so it's when I press button, I'm then refresh. Yeah, thank you for saying that. Sometimes you should wait a bit so that it updates. Yeah, 5 days was a lot. I mean, we've done this roadmap, the whole thing in a day or something, in a day and a half maybe. And now we are working on the content. I mean, in 5 days we can finish the whole world for programming, I guess. That's the speed we go with. I mean, the speed is crazy, the way we work is crazy, but we are trying to build something amazing, so we should be crazy. Otherwise, if you want to be crazy, and reach a step that maybe at some point, if you come to the last levels, maybe you can come and become a core member of Repovive. But first, we should do small things together and see that's how we work in there. But yeah, I believe that if we have a system that is open to everyone, everyone can become a member of Repovive and join Repovive. We give this opportunity to everyone. That's the base case. Okay, so I'm not gonna engage in chat anymore so that I start because I know that many people are waiting for me to start. I know that. Sorry, that if uh, it takes. Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, that's how we work. Yeah, sure. Yes, Repovive contest is postponed. Yeah, because that we were focused on roadmap so much. Yeah, I mean that's how cramps everything is. Okay, let's start talking about the problems of today. I think the first problem that we didn't discuss was factorials and powers, right? We discussed cyclic permutation, I guess. Did we or did we not? The cyclic permutations problem, I think we discussed that. I remember completely that we discussed that. Yeah, great, great. So let's talk about the next problem, factorials and powers of two. It says that a number is called powerful if it is a power of two or a factorial. In other words, the number m is powerful if there exists a non-negative integer d such that m is equal to 2 to the d or m factor. So first of all, it says that a number is powerful if it's a power of 2 or d factorial, a factorial. And you have to say that for a given positive integer n, find the minimum number k of distinct powerful numbers such that they sum up to n. So you are given a value n, and you basically want to find k numbers such that each of them are powerful, are either in the form of 2 to the d or d factorial, and they sum up to n. You have to say that what is that minimum number of distinct integers. And guys, if you want to see the problems, all the problems are added here. You can, all the videos and also all the videos and the discussion section, everything is in here for the first camp. For the next camps, it's going to be here as well. And the votes, probably, hopefully, I'll put the vote in here as well so that the votes will be also on the website. So anyway, let's talk about this. So we want to find the number of these distinct powerful numbers. So what can we say? First of all, assume that all of the numbers are powers of 2. First, assume that we want to write n as the sum of powers of 2, not the factorials. For now, we are ignoring them. Then how do you think we can calculate the answer? If we wanted to write n as the sum of the minimum number of distinct powers of 2, then what would be the answer? These are not bad ideas. Yeah, they are limited. One given way is a split binary representation. That's exactly right. Guys, if we didn't have d factorials, exactly, it would be the number of bits. If we didn't have n factorials, we could write our value n, for example, assume that n is 13. In the base 2, this would be, for example, 8 plus 4 plus 1. And then we could see that how many bits 1 does it have. For example, this is 1, this is 4, this is 8. It could be the sum of these three values. So if we didn't have d factorial at all, and it was just 2 to the d, it would be the number of bits in the binary representation of the number n. Next, we say that, okay, now we assume that we have d factorials as well. N is up to 10 to the 12. So my question first is that what is the maximum d such that d to the d factorial would be less than or equal to n? Can you say that what is the maximum number of d? That is very similar to, I mean, that's basically the idea that you mentioned here. This idea. That the powerful numbers are limited. I want to see that how many factorials do we have? How many d factorials do we have such that they are less than or equal to n? 40, around 15, 20. Yes, in roadmap for now there is only DP, but I'm adding this thing. We are adding these things, and I said that if you come back in 5 days, we have definitely covered all the IUI level stuff. I mean, you have my word. I said that we are gonna prepare roadmap in a day, and we did that. I mean, we are still working on the contents though, but the roadmap is ready. The feature. Why didn't you pause? Do we have a contest tomorrow? Is there any contest tomorrow? Tomorrow is Saturday, right? Okay, sure. Yes, I mean, it's not much. I mean, we can say that it's up to 15. I mean, if I see that, let's say, see that what is 15 factorial. 15 factorial is more than 10 to the 12. So the maximum we can have is 14 factorial. The maximum d that we can have, if we consider d factorial, is 14 factorial. So we might or might not use 1 factorial. We might or might not use 2 factorials. We might or might not use 3 factorial, and so on to 14 factorial. Do you agree that each of them have 2 ways for factorials? Each of them have 2 ways. Do you guys agree? For 1 factorial, either I use it or I won't use it. For 2 factorials, either I use it or I will not use it. For 3 factorial, either I use it or I will not use it. So in total, how many ways do I have for the factorials at most? How many ways do I have for them? Exactly, it's 2 to the 14. Yesterday night. Yeah, I just discussed that. It was because I was working on the roadmap, and until 7 a.m. I was in the university, and then I swear I had an alarm for 10:30. I mean, it was around 11:30 my time, the contest. I swear I had an alarm for 10:30, and I woke up, but I don't know what happened after that. I mean, I was like, maybe I thought that I have time, but I didn't. Yeah, sorry. But by the way, sorry. I hope that this never happens again. I hope that we do. First of all, I don't need to stand up late until that time to make something ready. But I hope that this never happens again. Exactly. It's 2 to the 14. It's 2 to the 14 ways. And do you agree that for each of the ways, we can sum up those values and assume that it's S? So our number is n minus s is remained. Definitely should be greater than or equal to 0. If it's not, if it's less than 0, it's not possible to choose this subset of factorials. Then you can see that, okay, how many ones does the binary representation of n minus s have? And that's very simple in C++, guys. In C++, you can have underscore, built-in pop count, built-in underscore pop count. I don't know how many of you are familiar with it. You can search about it right now as well. Built-in pop count tells you that how many ones the binary representation of this number has. Here, because n is up to 10 to the 12, It's a long, it's not an int. You need to put an LL at the end of it as well. Built-in pop count LL of n. Or in here, after you subtract s of n minus s. Then you see that how many bits are left, how many factorials you have used, sum them up. Out of all these cases, take the minimum. And for this, you can either use a recursive function, or if you know what bitmask is, you can use bitmask. Both works. So that's all about this problem. Is the problem clear or not? Is the solution clear or not? What do you look for in a... Until you answer, I will answer to your question. If it's clear, please use this emoji or put a plus. What do you look for in a problem in general when you first look at it? Any specific keywords? Exactly. I answered it multiple times. Guys, it's not like you know what happens. Sure, I will repeat. Your mind automatically leads you to the solution. I mean, you will feel it when you solve more and more problems. You will feel that your mind automatically is guiding you. Why? Because it's trained on so many problems. You have solved so many problems that your mind is not trained on the solutions. And that's exactly the method that I'm trying to implement on the roadmaps, such that someone, I mean, my dream is this. My dream is that someone with a laptop in the most deprived parts of the world, that they don't have access to anything, to anyone, to any teacher, they can go in the roadmap and I can guide them in the best possible way such that they can become an LGM. Even though I myself didn't become an LGM, but I know that what to do to become LGM. I mean, I know that if from now I work like 10 hours a day, I'll become an LGM at the end. But I want to just set the roadmap of what you need to do. And that's the main thing. That's the main thing. You have to solve so many problems that your mind leads you to the solutions after that. Hi. What is okay? Let me repeat it once again. So, guys, I said that we have 1 factorial, 2 factorial, 3 factorial, 2 14 factorial, because 15 factorial is more than n, definitely. So we're not going to use that. For each of these, you either use them or you will not use them. So we have 2 ways for each of them. Either we use them or we will not use them. And then I say that in total, it's going to be 2 to the power of 14 ways. In total, it's going to be 2 to the power of 14 ways. You see that what is going to be the sum of the numbers in these 2 to the power of 14 ways. And then we will say that, okay, assume that the sum of the numbers you took out of this is s, then n minus s is remained. Now you have to cover n minus s with powers of 2. Now you can see that what is the built-in pop count of n minus s, and then that would give you the answer, the final answer. I mean, you can see that how many of factorials you took, and here you see that how many powers of 2 you take, and then that will give you the final answer. So you have to consider 2 to the power of 14 possible ways. If you brute force over all cases for factorials. Because the number of factorials is not much, you will brute force over all the factorials. Sure thing. Glad to found a teacher. I'm glad that I'm having a benefit for the world and for some people. And I hope that together we can make it better. We're not even close to have the good impacts we want to make on the world. We're not even close to that. But I think together we can really do great things. General doubts for all do algorithms that we learn in competitive programming and developing outside. Yes, I have experienced that. The way that it helps you thinking, it helps. I mean, you can see that I'm developing Repovive with one other person that was helping me. And I can see that, yeah. And I saw a lot of competitive programmers who work in different companies. A lot of companies are looking for competitive programmers right now. Yeah. So, shall we move on to the next problem? If you are all okay with it, we can now move on to the next problem. I think my AirPods are running out of charge as well. We don't want to get the maximum factorial necessarily. Maybe it's not. We want to find a factorial such that n minus s, n minus that would be At most would be the minimum number of set bits. Its binary representation has minimum ones. That's what you're looking for. Yeah. Okay. So let's move on to the next problem now. The next problem, floor or Ceil. It says that we have an integer x and we have two kinds of operations. Each time we can either replace x by floor of x half or we can replace it with the ceiling of x half. You have to say that we want to perform the first operation n times and the second operation m times. And we can do it in any order. You have to say that what is the minimum and maximum possible value of x after this n plus m operations. Okay. So you have to say that what is the minimum and maximum number at the end using these operations. Okay. So how you feel we can do this? So first of all, what does it bring to your mind? What does this problem bring to your mind at the beginning? I mean, when you look at it, what does the first thing that your mind leads you to? I want to discuss it a bit with you first to see that if you can feel these things that your mind shouts to you something. For odd, no use floor as max as what stack you use for developing websites. I mean, as I said, if you want, we can discuss it. I mean, when you reach the state that we can discuss it with you. But for now, it's not very necessarily to talk about it very publicly, I think. If you want, if you are curious about learning, building and learning, if you are as crazy as we are, you can join here if you also want to be a part of it. And we'll discuss it. Cell division always gives larger value than floor. Yes, yesterday's of P button. Oh, that's bad. I'm sorry for that. Shift operation. Exactly. I mean, guys, basically, the first thing that we can say is that we should consider the numbers in binary form. That's the first thing that comes to mind. I mean, that's what the first thing that, I mean, when we see sailing of divided by 2 and floor of divided by 2, the first thing that comes to my mind after seeing these many tools is that, okay, let's consider the number in binary form, right? And what happens when you consider the number in binary form? Assume that you have this number in binary form. Assume that you have this floor of x divided by 2. In binary form, floor of x divided by 2 basically means that we are gonna remove the last bit. The floor of x divided by 2 means we are basically removing the last bit. Do you guys agree with that? So, and what does sailing of x divided by 2 mean? You think? What do you think is the sailing of x divided by 2? How can we find that out? Remove last bits and add 1. Right shift, exactly. But what only when the last bit is 1. So if the last bit is 0, sailing and floor has no difference. They both remove the last digit. But if the last bit is 1, if the number is odd, it's like remove the last bit, then add 1 to it, right? So now I want you to see that basically now when we have this situation, I want you to see that what is the optimal way. Assume that first we want to maximize the final x. If we want to maximize the final x, can you say any facts about the order? I mean, can, see, guys, a lot of time when we need to solve a problems like this, that we need to find a strategy, for example, to maximize x. We can find some facts. For example, this operation is better to be done before this operation, or things like that. See that if we can say something similar in here. I would love to learn your feedbacks first. I mean, I want to know that what you have in mind. If even, then shifting bit right. If odd, then yeah, that's how it works. I mean, Ceil and floor works. How do you think now? What facts do you think we can say? In Ceil, add one, gonna maximize. For max, do second operation for odds and first operation for even. Yeah, but we know that how many times the first operation will be done, how many times the second operation will be done, right? So we basically know this. We know that how many times. We know that the first operation will be done exactly n times. The second operation will be done exactly m times. So first, if I want to maximize what I argue, the fact that I want to prove is this. I want to prove that it's the best if I want to maximize a number. The best thing is that if I first divide and take floor, I mean, first do those operations that I take floor, and then doing the operations that I take sailing. So what I want to prove is that if I want to maximize, it's the best if we do these n operations of the first type first, and then do the m operations of the second type. That's what I want to prove. And how do I prove that? I say that, okay, assume that it's not right. A lot of times, guys, a lot of times when you want to prove these things, use contradiction. We prove by contradiction. We say that, okay, assume that it's not the case. So at some points, you want to maximize the number. And at some points, you've done sailing first and you've done floor after that. I want to show that it's not optimal. And if you would swap these two operations, I mean, first you would do the floor and then you would have the sailing, then your answer was at least as good. Is it clear what I'm trying to argue? I want to say that if I do floor first and I do sailing at the last operations, that's going to give me a better answer. That's going to maximize the final number that I'm going to get to. So that's my argument. I have not proved it yet. I mean, if there's anything that you are not understanding, if anything is unclear about the arguments, let me know. So my argument is that if I want to maximize the number, as I said, in a lot of these problems, we will have to come up with some facts at the beginning. The fact that I come up with is that if I want to maximize, it's best to first do these operations and then do these operations. Why? Because consider the last two bits of a number is either 0, 0, or either 0, 1, or 1, 0, or 1, 1. In this case, I mean, I assume that in an operation, I've done sailing, and then in operation, after that, I've done floor. I want to say that it does not give maximum. I said, okay, assume that the last two were 0, 0. First, I do sailing and I do floor then. Then, okay, nothing happens. I mean, these two bits remove and we're going to have the same number that we have before. Like if we had x before, we still have x. If we have, in this case, if we do sailing first and then we do floor, by doing sailing, this one will go here and then we do floor. So again, this one will be removed. So we still have X here. But assume that we first do floor and then do sailing. We see that if we do floor and then do sailing, again, the same thing would happen. Because in the first step, this one will be removed. And then in the second step, this will get removed because, I mean, it's floor. Now assume that in this one, we first do floor and do sailing then. We first do floor and do sailing then. If we do sailing first in this one and then do floor, you can see that we will be left with X. In all these cases, in both of the ways, we got X in both sides. But you can see that in this third example, if you first take floor and then you take sailing, you get to X plus 1 in what remains. If you first take, because in the first step, it's no different if it's floor or it's sailing. But in the second step, it matters. So you see that taking floor, then taking sail is beneficial for us in here. And if both of them are 1, if you do floor first and then sailing, you will be left with X plus 1 in here. If you do first sailing and then floor, again, it adds 1 to this number. And because this was 1, when we add 1 to it, that 1 will be shifted to left. And basically, this part will be added. And in that part, we will get the same X plus 1 as well. So we see that in all the cases, swapping an operation of type 1 and operation of type 2 makes no difference. The only case that it makes a difference is that we have 1, 0 at the end, in which it's best to first do sailing and then do, first do floor and then do sailing if we want to maximize the number. I know it was a bit complicated, so let me ask if it was clear. And tell me if you had any hesitations. Use this emoji if you understood it or put a plus. And otherwise, ask me questions. I say I have to save Ceil for minimum. We have to save floor. Now we're all set. This will make a diff. Did you get the intuition of it because you have it in your mind that... No, I had it in my mind that doing one operation of one type is better than other because I haven't seen the exact problem. But what did I have in mind based on solving so many problems? What I had in mind was that, okay, we want to come up with a optimal sequence of actions. And in a lot of times that we have to come up with an optimal way of finding some solutions. We can use some facts. For example, the fact that here we use, a lot of times we can find facts. So the first thing that comes to mind is that I should find the fact in here. And what is the fact? The fact is that sailing before floor is gonna give us a number that is less than or equal to floor before sailing. And that's what completely simplifies the problem. A lot of problems like this will be solved this way. So this is the pattern that you saw today as well. We came up with a problem and we found a fact in it. And this fact destroyed the problem. Is it clear? Or is it not? If anything is not clear, definitely let me know. Okay, so I guess it's clear for everyone. If I have 11, 11, Ceil 2 times is better. Ceil 2 times is always better, but I am assuming that I have 1 Ceil and 1 floor. Okay, I'm saying that I have 1 Ceil and 1 floor. In which order is best for me to apply them? I say that I saw that in most of the cases, there's no difference. Only in case that I have 1 and then I have 0, it's the best to first do floor and then do sailing. For max, when we find the bits and then do. I can find the bit on. No, basically what I say is that if I want to maximize, I will first do all the sailings, and then if I want to maximize, I first do all the floors, and then I do sail. If I want to minimize, I do vice versa. So my solution would be very easy. At the beginning, and guys, there's also an important thing. N plus m cannot be more than log of x. Because if n plus m is very much more than log of x, then the answer is 0. Because each time you're dividing by 2. So the answer would be 0, or the best case, the answer would be 1 if we can keep doing sailing. So first of all, if the operations of type 2, type 1, n, this cannot be more than 30. This is less than or equal to 30. And also operations of this type, you can minimize it with 30. I mean, even if it's greater than 30, 30 has the same effect that it has. So I can assume that each of these numbers are up to 30, and then I can just do it. I mean, just if I want to maximize, I keep first dividing by 2 floor, and then keep dividing by 2 sailing. If it's minimized, I first do sailing and then do floor. So basically, it's intuitive as well, because when you want to minimize, you use your floors in the more important bits, in the larger bits. But when you want to maximize, you use your sailings in the more important bits, you know? I hope it makes sense. So you should try to reward the problem is easier than. Yeah, exactly, yes. Facts can simplify the problems step by step. And that's exactly what we are looking for. We find a bit on, we do all the floor operations. Yeah. Is that a general way to approach problems? Yes, that's a general way. A lot of times, it's the most general way that we come up with a problem and we try to find facts that simplify it. We keep simplifying. Sometimes a fact destroys the problem fully. That's the main thing. But once it also depends on n and m. Yeah, n and m are fixed. N and m are given to us in the inputs. So we get n and m in the inputs. And then we just need to decide over the order. So n and m are not our choice, but order is our choice. So we just get n and m and we say that, okay, the order will be like this. That was really an insightful. That's great. That's great. Okay, awesome. So if it's clear, we can move on to the next problem now. Okay, so I think that there are no questions left. Let me make sure we run the right screen. Okay, so the next problem, New Year and rating. It says that every Codeforces user has rating described as one integer, possibly negative or 0. Users are divided into 2 divisions. The first division is for users with rating 1900 or higher. Those with rating 18, 19, 9 or lower belong to the second division. In every contest, according to one's performance, his or her rating changes by some value, possibly negative or 0. And basically, this guy participated in N contests, and he remembers in the contest number I, he competed in division D sub I, and his rating changed by C sub I just after the contest. And CI can be positive or negative. If it's negative, it means that he lost his rating. What is the maximum possible rating Limac can have right now? So he knows that he participated in N contests. N is from 1 to 2 times 10 to the 5th. In each contest, he knows that he was in Division 1 or Division 2 and how much it changed his rating. When we know that at some stage Limac was in Div 2, then this gives us some intuition about the maximum rating that it can have right now. Why? Because if at some day he was in Division 2, if at some day he was at Division 2, it means that his rating by then was at most 1899. So it kind of gives a low upper bound over the rating that he can now have at the end. Okay. So basically, based on these things that we know, we are basically given these values, each of them. We have Ci and Di for n base. Each of them say that it was division 1 or division 2, and how much it won or lost rating. And we have to use it to see that what is the minimum or maximum rating. If anything is not clear with this statement, let me know. So let me close this. And guys, again, if you want to see the link to the problems, you can see the link to all the problems from here. And when you go here, whenever you accepted the problem, you will be in here as well, either as an anonymous person like these people, or you can show your handle. So you will be one of the people in here, and you can whenever you accepted the problem, you can set it here. You just click on one of them and it will change. It depends on what is next if you got. Yeah, exactly. So it depends on the division that this person is in right now. And it gives us some lower bound or upper bound about him. I can start from the ends. So sorry. So I can say that. Can you hear me? I hope that you can hear me still. So I can say that first of all, I start from the end. I see that, for example, consider this last contest that this guy participated in. He was in Div 2 and he got 8 rating. Well, just because of the fact that he was in Div 2, let me make sure that you can hear me. Yeah, I will add DP problems as well. I mean, DP roadmap has gotten ready. I mean, you can, here, I mean, we are extending it still. But the prefix of it is ready. You can start it. And soon we will reach a state that I can tell all of you to take the roadmap to make sure that you learn everything that is there. Okay, so let's be back here. So first of all, we see that this guy in the last day, he was in Div 2 and he got positive 8. Do you agree that this gives us an upper bound? Because he's here, he's in Div 2, it gives us an upper bound that in here his rating was at most 1899. And because in here his rating was at most 1899, then in here his rating would be at most 1899 plus 8 because he got just 8. Right? And since in here this guy was in Div 2 as well, this will also give us a lower bound of 1890, an upper bound of 1899 here. And since here he was in Div 1, it gives us a clue that at the beginning his rating was at least 1900. Right? And since his rating in here was 1899 at most, we can also say that his rating cannot be more than 1899 plus 5 plus 8. Also, we know that his rating cannot be less than 1900 plus -7 plus 5 plus 8. So it's like each of them give us some constraint over the final rating. Let's take at the next example. Let's take a look at the next example. In this example, in here, he was in Div 2, and his rating definitely is at most 1899 here. At most. So his rating at the end cannot be more than 1899 plus 22. It will be at most 1899 plus 22. At the same time, in here, we know that his rating was at least 1900. So we can say that at the end, his rating is going to be at least 1900 plus, how much it changed here? 57. Plus, how much it changed here? 22. So his rating should be at the same time, at least this much. What is this? It's 1979. 1979 is such a bad number for us Iranians. 1979 is the most cursed number for Iranians. Anyway, and we know that the maximum it can get is the maximum it can get is at most 1921. This is a contradiction. It's not possible that on one hand it is at most 1921, in one hand it at least 1979. So it's impossible. Is it clear? Is this example clear as well? If there is a shift from 1 to 2 when the rating? Yes, that's one of the cases. But we are trying to come up even with a more general thing. I'm saying that each of them impose a lower bound or upper bound. So in this one, we know that in here, this guy was at least 1900. And then he lost 5. So in here, it's at least 1900 minus 5. So he's at least 1895. But there's no upper bound. So it is infinity. Then next, take a look at this example. In this example, I can say that on one hand, in here, I was in div 2. So my rating was at most 1800 here. At most 1899. So at the end, I can say that my rating will be at most 1899 plus 8. Because it was at most 1899 there, and then I added 8 to it in the next contest. And in here, I know that my rating is at least 1900 because I was in div 1. So my final rating is going to be at least 1900, at least, plus negative 50 that I got here, plus this 8. So my rating should be at least this much. In here, I was also in div 1. So that also gives the lower bound on the answer. It tells me that the answer should be at least 1900 plus 13 minus 50 plus 8. I hope that I'm not covering anything. No, I'm on the other side. And in here, I was in div 1, so it gives me an upper bound of 1899 here. Therefore, my rating cannot be more than 1899 plus 27 plus 13 minus 50 plus 80. Plus 8, sorry. And if I see each of these numbers, I can see that, okay, this is 1907. This is 1858. This is 1871, I think. Yeah. And this is 39. Okay, 1871. It turns 8070, and we have a 27 that adds to 8070. 1870 plus 27, which is going to be 1897. So it gives us a range. It gives us a range that our rating at the end should be on one hand less than or equal to 1871, less than or equal to 1897, and it should be less than or equal to 1907, and it should be greater than or equal to 1858, and it should be greater than or equal to 1871. These conditions makes that, okay, our rating can be only in this range. These are useless. So our maximum rating would be 1897. So basically all I'm saying is that do you agree that each time, considering that we might be either in div 1 or div 2 at that time, and we know that exactly after that, how did the ratings change? So it gives us either, if we were at div 2 at that point, we know that at that point our rating was at most 1899. And we know that how it was increased or decreased afterwards. So it gives us an upper bound over the final rating. Also, if we were in div 1 at some points, again, we know that how did it change in the future. So it gives a lower bound on the final rating. So at the end, we can come up with a lower bound and an upper bound for the final answer. And this way, yes, the range will be maintained and we can get the final answer. Is it clear? Do you agree with the solution fully? If you agree, please again use this emoji or the plus. Let me pause this. If it's clear, we may move on to the next problem. What happens? Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Great. And the charge of my AirPods are at are 4% right now. So that's all, guys, about the solution of this problem. Guys, do you follow our Instagram as well, Repovive? Take a look at this. If you are really a fan of Repovive, you can follow our Instagram as well. I mean, we have a video of the launch day there too. I mean, the day that we launched is this. You can, this is the moment that we launched. And the day we launched was the same as my birthday. So it was both the birthday of me and birthday of Repovive. I mean, it's exactly 26 years after me, Repovive was born. I mean, that's a very interesting thing about Repovive that you might not know at the moment. So anyway, if you are a fan of Repovive, you can support Repovive in there as well. Yes, let me show you the code very quickly as well. Uh, the code is like this. I mean, I can start from the end. See, each time I get some C and I get some D, and I say that if D was equal to 1, I know that the minimum value, the lower bound for my answer will change. I mean, the upper bound will change. Otherwise, the lower bound will change. Or vice versa. I don't know. I got confused for a second. But anyway, each one of them gives us some bounds for the rating. That's how does it change. And each time after that, a rating will happen. We can both implement it this way, or we can implement it from the end. We have a for from the end to each point, and we can keep summing up everything till that point. For example, if I sum up, for example, in here, the sum of everything is 8. In here, the sum of everything is negative 42. In here, the sum of everything is negative 29. In here, the sum of everything is negative 2. And I know that in here, I have the limits that it's at least, it's at most 1899. So I sum up 1899 with negative 2. In here, I know that it's at least 1900. So I sum up 1900 with negative 29. It gives me the lower bound. Between these upper bounds, the one that is minimum is going to be my real upper bound. So I'm going to report that. In this case, it's going to be 1897. So this is going to give us an answer. I hope that it's clear. If anything is not clear, let me know. Otherwise, we're gonna move on to the next problem. Okay, awesome. Awesome, let's move on to the next problem and the last problem of this camp. I'll share it in here as well. This is the last problem of the last session of the camp, of our first camp. So we're gonna have the next camp and we're gonna talk about both its time and its topic. We're gonna have a vote. So let's talk about this. The problem Zuma. It says that Geno's recently installed the game Zuma on his phone. Basically what we have is this. We have an array of length n, and in each time we can choose one continuous substring of this array such that it is a palindrome and remove it from the array. Each time we can choose a sub array that is palindrome and remove it from the array. Okay. You have to say that at the end, what is the minimum number of operations needed to destroy the whole array? For example, in the first example, in one operation, we can destroy the whole array. It's palindrome, so we can destroy it all. In the second case, we should first destroy this one alone, then this one alone, then this one alone. Because no array of length more than one can be palindrome in here. In here, we first can remove these two fours. And then when we remove these two fours, we will be left, the rest of it is going to be palindrome. This 1, 2, 3, 2, 1 is going to be palindrome. After removing this 4, 4, the rest is going to be palindrome. So it's going to be 2 operations. So you have to say that how many operations are needed in order to delete the whole array. I hope that this statement is clear. So n also is up to 500. So the first thing I say is this. Guys, first of all, how can I find all the palindrome subarrays in an array? This is just a question, that gives us some intuition about the problem. I want to ask that first. First, I want to ask that how many, assume that I have an array, I want to find out all the intervals in it such that they are palindrome. What do I say? I say that, okay, consider this array. You can keep a dp, for example. dp of I and j, assume that dp is Boolean. I have a dp, Boolean dp, that just checks if I to j is palindrome or not. I'm not talking about the main problem for now. I'm just saying that, okay, assume that in an array, for each interval, I want to find out if it's palindrome or not. How do I do it? I say that, okay, for dp of I and j, what I can do is say that if I to j is palindrome, the first character and the last character should be the same. And then I plus 1 to j minus 1 should be palindrome too. So dp of I and j is equal to true if and only if s of I is equal to s of j. I'm using closed intervals, inclusive intervals. So that's why I say si equal to sj. Si should be equal to sj. And then dp of I plus 1 and j minus 1. Why? Because I to j is palindrome if and only if I plus 1 to j minus 1 is palindrome and the first and last character are the same. Do you agree that this way I can find out for each interval if it's a palindrome or not? Do you agree with this? If you agree, please use this emoji or put a plus in the chat. So I say that. Now because we're reaching to the end of the live stream, the delay is getting more. So awesome, but it's good. So yeah, they say we can find out for each interval if it's palindrome or not. In this problem, Zuma, the solution that we're going to use is a bit different, but the general idea of DP is the same. What do we say? We say that in this example, we say that, okay, assume that I want to find out what is the minimum number of operations to delete everything. We think in terms of DP. We say that what if instead of just calculating for the whole array, I calculate it for each interval. So dp of I and j this time, dp of I and j would be the answer if I only consider the array from I to j. What is the minimum number of operations needed if I only delete everything from I to j? Okay, so that's the question. That's what we want to solve. Is the definition clear? This is the main DP idea, the main DP concepts, that instead of solving the whole problem, we define subproblems and solve all of them. It's kind of similar mean operation matrix treatment, and not that much. Not clear. Okay, let me repeat it. I'm saying that the definition of dp of I and j is that, okay, instead of solving the problem for the whole array, I lost it. Instead of solving the problem for the whole array, let's just solve the problem for the interval from I to j. Only consider the interval from cell number I to cell number j, and then see that's what is the answer for that case. And then the final answer is dp of 1 and n. Is it clear now? The dp of 1 and n is going to be our final answer. Clear now? If it's clear, please put a plus. If it's not, put a minus. Okay, awesome. Okay, so what do I say? Why did I come here? Yes, but uh, forget about that dp of I and j, which was true or false. In here, I want to do something else. Yes, but in general, yes. If the range from I to j is polynomial, that's totally right. That's great. If it's the whole thing is polynomial, then the answer in here, dp of I and j, would be 1. But in here, it's like I don't really care about only 0 or 1. I mean, I don't care about if it's polynomial or not. I want to see that how many operations do I need to delete the whole thing. That's when it becomes more beautiful. And this is what we say. Guys, I say that consider the first and last elements, I and j. Consider the first and last elements, I and j. There are two cases. Either I and j will be deleted together in one operation. Either I and j will be deleted together in one operation. Or they will be deleted in different operations. There's just these two cases. Either I and j will be deleted in the same operation, or they will be deleted in different operations. Do you agree that this is just these two cases? If you agree, please use this emoji. I say that I and j, the first and the last elements, they either will be deleted in the same operation or they will be deleted in different operations. No, I don't have video about matrix yet. But we're gonna have a roadmap about matrix very soon. So check out this page in 3-4 days. So as I said, either I and j will be deleted in the same operation or in different operations. It's just these two cases. Either same operation or different operations. Now what do I say? I say that next, assume that they are deleted in the same operation first. There are two cases. Okay, my report is gonna turn off very soon. Assume that first they are gonna be deleted in the same operation. In that case, they are gonna be deleted in the last operation in this interval. Because everything in the middle, if they are planning to be removed, they should be removed. In the last, the operation that deletes I and j is gonna be the last operation. After that, everything will be removed. And I say that because I and j are deleted in the same operation, they should be equal. Because in the last operation that we do, I is the first the first character, the first number, j is the last number. So these two should be equal. Only if they are equal, they can be deleted in the same operation. And in that case, we can say that, okay, just ignore I and j, just solve the problem for I plus 1 and j minus 1, and see that what is the answer for that. Solve the problem for I plus 1 and j minus 1, see what is the answer for that. And whatever is the answer for that, is going to work for I and j as well. Because just to the last operation of that, you can add I and j too to the both side of it. In the last operation of I plus 1 to j minus 1, you are doing something. Just add I to the left of it and j to the right of it. It is still going to stay palindrome. So this is only for the case that these two numbers are equal. And in this case, dp of I and j is going to be equal to dp of I plus 1 and j minus 1. If I and j will be deleted together. Do you agree with this or not? If you agree, please either put a plus or use this emoji. I first just talked about the case where I and j will be deleted in the same operation. Next, we're going to talk about what if they will be deleted in different operations. Okay. Assume that they're deleted in different operations now. Then consider the operation that I will be deleted in and the operation that j will be deleted in. So we know that, let me remove this. We know that I will be deleted at some operation. For example, assume that it will get matched to this x. And j will be deleted in some operation as well. It will be matched with some y. X and y can be next to each other or can be not next to each other. We don't care. Anyway, we're gonna say that either I will be deleted first or J will be deleted first. Without loss of generality, assume that I will be deleted first. Then do you agree that if I gets deleted first, then this part, this green part, is gonna be completely independent of this brownish part, right? These two parts are gonna be completely independent of each other. Because nothing, it's not possible that one thing from this side and this side will be matched with each other. So assume that between I and J, I gets deleted first, and it's gonna get deleted with some X. Then we can say that, okay, we can draw a border such that everything to the left of the border will solve independently by itself. Things to the right will be independently by themselves. It's like we have a wall between these two. We have a border that's they're not connected. They will be solved independently. So what I can do is to have some iteration over all values of k, where k is going to be our border, and I see that what is the sum of dp of I to k and the dp of k plus 1 to j. I should see that what is the value of dp of I to k and dp of I plus, k plus 1 to j. I should see that what are these values, and then based on this, I can say that dp of I and j mean equal to this value, because this is the case if k will be, or instead of k, you can put x. X will be the value that I will be deleted to. So I mean that anyway, at the end, there some border exists. And I just fix that, okay, where is this border? In here, I'm assuming that the border is between k and k plus 1. So everything to the left of k and k will be solved together. Everything in here will be solved together. And that's all. Is it clear? No, not exactly. What you say is good. It's similar to LCS, what you are saying, but it's not fully working in this problem. K is I to J exclusive. Yes. No. Inclusive, not exclusive. Inclusive. In this problem, no. But how to get K? We don't get K, we iterate over K. So we have a 4 over all possible Ks. Among all of them, we see that what is the answer, and at the end, we take the best one, the minimum one. So let me explain to you once again on the code. It helps you to understand it fully. So what I do is this. I had a 4 over all I and J's, and the main important thing that, guys, I did was that I had a 4 based on the length. So I fixed that. First, I solved the problem for all the intervals of length 1. Then I solved the problem for all intervals of length 2, and then for length 3. We will see why. Because before an interval of length len to be solved, intervals of smaller length, I want them to be solved first, because I want to use them for len. Then I say that, okay, assume that my interval is from I to J. Okay, in here I'm using half intervals, inclusive, exclusive intervals. Assume that I'm gonna, let me zoom in so that you see better. Assume that I'm solving for interval from I to J. In here is inclusive, exclusive. It has I, but it does not have J. I define J as I plus len so that the length will be, the length of the interval will be len. And I say that if len is equal to 1, length is 1, then d of I and j is 1. We need one operation in order to do that. We just need to remove this. If len is equal to 2, d of I and j will be equal to 1 plus a of I not equal to a of j minus 1. And if you ask why j minus 1, because as I said, it's inclusive, exclusive. I have I, but I don't have j. So it's going to be 1. If a of I and a of j minus 1 are not equal, it's going to turn into 2 instead of 1. I'll add a of I not equal to a of j minus 1. And then I say else d of I and j first will be equal to d of I plus 1 and j minus 1. this plus 2 times AI times AJ minus 1 is not that important. It means that if they are equal, I update it from dp of I plus 1 and j minus 1. That's the only thing. I say that if they are not equal, I can also update it from d of I plus 1 and j minus 1 plus 2. My code is not maybe the best code that I'm understanding. At the time that I was coding it, which was the year maybe 2016, I didn't know that 10 years later I'm going to explain it to someone, so I didn't implement it in a clear way. I hope that you can hear me. Hello, Amir. I hope that you can hear me. I'm not sure if my AirPod is off now or not. So then I can say that, okay, let's fix that border. Let's fix that where the border is. And I don't know where the border is. So I check each position. I try to find the best one. So I don't know what k is, but I test all of them. Among all of them, I take minimum. In here, I said d of I and k plus d of k and j because I'm using half intervals. D of I and k does not have k. D of k and j does have k. That's how we are implementing it. I hope that is clear. Let me know if it's not clear. Let me know if it's not very clear. If it's completely clear for you guys, put a plus or use this emoji. If it's not, let me know. Or put a minus in the chats. Awesome, great. So I assume that it's clear for everyone. Okay, great, guys, great. And again, as I said, we are constantly working on this roadmap. Hopefully, I mean, it's in a way that you can start this dynamic programming roadmap. And guys, let us know in the Telegram channel. Let me again send you the link of the Telegram channel. In the Telegram channel, I have a comment section that I said that if there was anything that came to your mind that you would say that, okay, this would be a killer feature if it will be added. Let us know. So if you take a look at the Telegram channel, let me bring it here. So if you take a look at the Telegram channel, you see that I even had a photo of myself yesterday. You can see that I have a comment that I show you that what is the basically have a comment of everything that comes to your mind, basically. And I'm really counting on you for that because it really helps us to find out that what would be really helpful for us to have everything better in our roadmap. I think that I lost my AirPod. I hope that you can hear me. Can you still hear me? I'll send you the link now. Let me see if you can hear me. I really hope that you can. Can someone please confirm if you hear me? Okay, you are hearing me. Great. So the change of this didn't make it right. Okay, the link is this. This is the link of the Telegram channel. Okay. And guys, again, if you like to build and learn with Repovive, definitely you can, as I said, you can come here. I'm just again introducing all the features that we have because I really want to get it to a point that people can really use it. And in here, there are many good teams. You can make your own team as well.
a lot of people need other people so that they work together, and they get more motivated if they are doing together. If there was something like this for me, but in another place, I would find someone to go to gym with, because when I go to gym alone, I mean, sometimes I'm tired and I don't go, and it gets ruined. I mean, I can't go there with discipline. But when there are two people, maybe you can push yourself, that push each other. That's why we created this team, because there are many people who they don't have other people in school or everywhere that can they can learn things together. So we made this. You can create your own team simply here and join other people team if you like to build and learn with Repovive as well. It's an open community and we're very welcoming, and we definitely will check out your potentials. And as I said, the camp is here. Make sure to join in the camp as well to see the problems, and update the sheets whenever you accepted the problem. And hopefully we have our contest next week on Friday. Okay, do not forget to let us know about your comments and how you feel about these features that we have and how can we make it really amazing. Okay guys, thank you very much. I hope that I see you soon in the next contest discussions and in the next camp. We're gonna have the votes for the next bootcamp very soon, and I hope to see you soon with our next bootcamp, which is gonna start in probably in 2 days. I mean, maybe tomorrow is gonna be off, and we're gonna have votes too, and then in the day after that we're gonna continue our bootcamp. Yes, the contest got postponed because we were very busy with the roadmap, and we realized that it's the best if we completely focus on it at the moment and then do the contest. That's why we postponed it, unfortunately. But we're gonna have it next week. Okay, I think now you hear more noise because of what I do with the marker, because I think when I had the AirPods, maybe you were not hearing it very well, but now I guess you hear it. Okay, so see you guys next time. Thank you. I'm glad to hear that. I hope that I continue and we can create better values. Thanks. See you guys. Bye.